People say nothing can surprise a mother anymore. But I can tell you this. Standing on my own porch, holding grocery bags in both hands, staring at a key that no longer fit the lock, that surprised me. The key I had used for 28 years. The key that opened the home I bought. The home I raised my son in. The home I protected through hardship, widowhood, grief, and growth. That key. It wouldn't turn. At first, I thought maybe I was tired. My hands were shaky from the long walk back, and the sun was sharp overhead. But then I tried again, slowly, carefully. It scraped against metal like it was trying to remember something. And then it stopped. My chest tightened. Bismillah. I whispered and tried a third time. Nothing. The doorknob rattled, but the bolt inside was new, cold, stiff, and unfamiliar. Someone had replaced it. Someone. My heart already knew who. I knocked softly at first, then harder. I even called out. Nothing. Finally, as I pulled out my phone to call my son, a message pinged. From my daughter-in-law, Safia. We changed the locks. We need privacy now. It's better if you don't enter without knocking or asking. Please understand, it's our home. Our home? My knees went weak. I sat down right on the step. The groceries lay beside me, growing warm, the milk sweating in its plastic bottle. I stared at that message for a long time. Not because I didn't understand it, but because of how calmly, confidently, and cruelly she had written it. No shame, no hesitation. As if I was some intrusive neighbor, not the woman who owned the house outright. The house whose deed still held only my name. Months earlier, I had offered them the extra bedroom after they struggled with rent. I didn't charge them a rupee, just asked for kindness and respect. At first, it went well. We ate together, prayed together, shared simple evenings. But slowly things shifted. Safia started closing doors when I walked by, whispering on the phone, rolling her eyes when I asked simple things like, Beta, will you have tea? Or, should I cook something special tonight? Zayan brushed it off. You know how she is, Ammi. Sensitive. Sensitive. Right. Then came the small things. My dishes moved, my plants dying because she forgot the sunlight, my prayer mat stuffed behind the sofa, my own bedroom door opened without knocking. Respect leaked away one drop at a time. But changing the locks, that was a tsunami.
I didn't call her. I didn't text her back. Instead, I tried calling my son, but he didn't answer. Twice. So I walked to my neighbor's home, an elderly couple who had known me since my husband was alive, and the moment I stepped in, their daughter noticed my trembling hands and asked what happened. When I explained, anger hardened her face, and she urged me to rest while she carried my groceries. But I couldn't rest. I sat on their sofa quietly, thinking about how the home I had built with pain, prayer, and perseverance had become a place where I needed permission to enter. In that moment, clarity struck. I would never again live like a guest in my own house. That evening, when my son finally called, his hesitant voice told me everything. Ammi, I know you're upset. I reminded him that he and his wife had changed the locks. It was Sophia's idea. She just wants boundaries. Boundaries, I repeated, or control. Silence answered for him. I told them both to meet me outside in the morning, prayed Isha with tears slipping down my face, and slept peacefully because my heart had already decided what dawn would bring. Before sunrise, I walked home, the cold air carrying a quiet sense of justice, unlocked the gate with my old key, they hadn't dared change that one, and opened the storage room. I gathered boxes, baskets, containers, suitcases, and began packing all of Sophia's belongings, her clothes, skincare, handbags, curling iron, ring light, shoes, makeup, everything. I packed neatly, respectfully, but firmly, and placed each box in a clean row on the lawn just as the sun rose. They weren't thrown or dumped, they were displayed, a silent reminder that this home had one owner, and it wasn't her. When they stepped outside around 8, Sophia froze, whispering, "What is this?" My son stumbled after her, horrified. "Amy, what are you doing?" he cried. Calmly, I told him this was me setting boundaries, not throwing her out, just removing her belongings from a home she tried to claim. Sophia burst forward, insisting it was her house too. "No," I said, steady as stone, "it is not." I reminded her she had changed the locks on me, without permission, without respect. And that ended today. My son looked broken as he tried to speak, but I told him he should have come to me before she made that choice. When Sophia accused me of abuse, I simply pointed out that everything was packed with care. Not a single thing was damaged. Furious and humiliated, she shouted that she would leave. "That is your choice," I replied, "but do it with respect." My son pleaded with her to talk, but she refused, blaming me, and I reminded her she had humiliated herself by claiming authority she never earned. Shaking with anger, she gathered her things, while my son silently helped. By noon, they were gone. Not permanently, but long enough for the air in my home to feel breathable again. That evening, my son returned alone, apologizing with tear-filled eyes. I cupped his face and told him that I would always forgive him, but he must learn to choose his home and his boundaries wisely. Because respect cannot survive where someone believes they own what isn't theirs. Later, I changed the locks myself, not out of spite, but protection. Because a home is more than walls. It is dignity, memory, and sanctuary. And one truth had never been clearer. No one gets to lock out the woman who built the house they're living in.